Most times when we play through a game, we tend to follow instructions and experience it as it's intended. However, beneath the surface, there are all sorts of ways to skip ahead and miss out on sections and levels, either intentionally or unintentionally, thanks to how the game is made or even through glitches. Let's take a look at 14 levels and sections that you didn't know could be skipped. STORMVEIL Castle, Elden Ring. Much is made about the difficulty of STORMVEIL Castle. You could skip it entirely, since only 2 shard bearers must be felled, and their great runes collected in order to access Leyndell, the royal capital. So if you're fed up with hearing about foolish ambitions and whatnot, then just skip the level entirely. SEN'S Fortress Gate Skip, Dark Souls. SEN'S Fortress and its difficulty spike are no joke, but if you want to skip ringing the 2 bells of awakening and get inside ASAP, then there's a way. Speedrunners discover that by activating the death cam in Undead Parish, which puts the camera in a top-down view without dying, you can skip the main gate to the fortress and go inside. It doesn't make the level itself any more bearable, there's a separate skip for that, but it does save some time. Central Yharnam, Bloodborne. On the other hand, if you want a challenge right out of the gate in Bloodborne, then why not skip the entirety of Central Yharnam to go straight to the Forbidden Woods? In Yosefka's clinic, where you fight the werewolf for the first time, have it follow you to the top of the staircase. It needs to perform a grab attack in the rightmost corner near the door, but if successful, you'll glitch through and can find your way to the Forbidden Woods. SHURA Route, SEKIRO, Shadows Die Twice. Skipping certain levels or sections is one thing, but how about just outright ending the game early? Upon meeting the owl in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, you have a choice to either stand by Kuro or betray him, and obey the Iron Code. This results in a fight with Emma, and eventually, Ishina, the older version. Defeat them both, and you win, only to see that Sekiro has become SHURA and goes on to wreak havoc. Skip the entire game, 2 worlds. Speaking of skipping the entire game, 2 worlds offered a way to kill the final boss, Gondahar, early and end the game in just a few minutes. The trick is to aggro him and then run to the nearest town. Even if you're slain, the NPCs will attack Gondahar and deal some pretty crazy damage until he's dead. The final cutscene of his death plays, thus ending the game, though it has since been patched. Code 0000, Maniac Mansion. Maniac Mansion is an adventure title released in the late 1980s, which means its puzzles don't quite follow sane human logic. Researching Dr. Fred's basement involves completing a series of convoluted sequences in order to get the password that unlocks the door. Alternatively, just enter the code 0000, this will open the door and bypass all of that nonsense. Scrap Brain Zone Act 3, Sonic the Hedgehog. Generally considered one of the tougher acts in Sonic the Hedgehog, it's possible to circumvent a large portion of the level by simply dropping down at the beginning. There's a specific bridge when starting the level that you have to drop below before it can fully descend. Do this and it's smooth sailing for the rest of the level. Don't, and well, have fun with the underwater sections. Skip to the credits, NIER Automata. One of the best kept secrets in NIER Automata that was discovered only years after release, there's a way to skip through the entire game and reach the end credits from the beginning itself. After defeating the first boss as 2B and speaking to 9S, you have to approach a very specific spot in the boss arena, between 2 sets of barrels. Hold the R2 button while facing the camera and press up, down, up, right, left, square, circle, triangle, cross. Do this successfully and you go straight to the end. Not only that, but you also unlock Chapter Select, Debug Mode, the Debug Room, and the in-game trophy store, much like you would on beating the game normally. The ladder, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. The iconic ladder sequence in Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater is pretty long, like almost insanely so, and while it is iconic and offers one of the best songs in gaming, the climb may get boring on repeat playthroughs. There is a way to skip it though if you follow a series of convoluted instructions. Having 3 food items and an empty magazine is a must. Perform it right and Snake will enter a T-pose, climb the ladder, and it'll shoot right up, bypassing it immediately. Straight to RIPTO, SPYRO, Enter the Dragonfly. SPYRO, Enter the Dragonfly is the first title in the series to be released after Insomniac's Year of the Dragon, and it's handled by a completely different set of developers. As such, it's not very good, but one glitch allows for effectively skipping the whole game. Simply ground pound the cover near the portal that leads to RIPTO. You'll glitch through it and immediately fight the final boss. No questions asked, nor dragonflies counted. Skip the blast pit, Half-Life. Remember that whole exercise of avoiding turrets, trip mines, and whatnot in order to open the door leading to the blast pit in Half-Life? Thankfully, there's a laughably easy, yet not too obvious way to skip the whole ordeal. There's a scientist who freaks out and runs into the first strip mine, dying instantly. Before that happens, hit the interact key. The scientist will now follow you. Get close to the security guard's office, which has been locked off, and watch it magically open. Voila, you can now hit the button inside and open the entrance to the blast pit. Queen Vanessa's Manor, A Hat in Time. In Act 4 of Chapter 3, Subcon Forest, you need to sneak through a manor owned by one Queen Vanessa to find a chest containing a timepiece. Unfortunately, Vanessa is a shadowy being whose presence is akin to a horror movie monster. Catching Hat Kid once results in an instant death. However, you can avoid this whole affair by simply infiltrating the manor from the back. From the outside, look for an entrance leading into the basement. You could then follow a hidden tunnel to reach the attic, which has the chest in question, and finish the level without ever dealing with Vanessa. Lighthouse Point, Half-Life 2. Your visit to the scenic location in Half-Life 2 is quickly interrupted by the appearance of the Combine, who begin dropping in enemies that must be defeated. However, this sequence can be avoided entirely. From the tunnel where you entered the section, go to the corner and grenade jump up the hill above. Piling boxes to jump up also works. Keep walking around on it, and eventually you'll find a cave which leads to the next section, completely skipping the battle at Lighthouse Point. The Rat Race, Battletoads. An interesting little skip in the Battletoads level, the Rat Race, allowed for ending the level early and also bypassing its boss. While traversing down the level, kick one of the bombs at the pursuing rat. Before it can hit the ground, attack it twice to effectively defeat it. The level will come to a close because, as it turns out, this rat was the end boss General Slaughter in disguise. With Slaughter defeated, you could go straight to the next level.
That's all for now. If you enjoy what you saw, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, now is a great time to subscribe. We upload brand new videos every single day. After subscribing, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you next time, right here on Gaming Bolt.